It's me, the Bosun, back here for another Will It Scone Wednesday, and this week we're doing sour gummies.
Sour gummies was definitely not on my checklist, but it was a great suggestion. We've got our AP flour, cake flour, salt, sugar, and baking powder. Here I've got some sour gummy worms and Sour Patch Kids that I've cut up to make them a little easier to incorporate into the dough. I did choose several different flavors of these because I thought it would be more fun that way. And we've also got some sour sketty and citric acid, which is the sour maker. Here we've got green apple, cotton candy, lemon, orange, strawberry, and raspberry extracts to help pump that flavor up. And, as usual, our heavy cream. Midway through mixing this dough, one of my coworkers came in and commented how amazing these scones smelled. You could smell the citric acid and also that delicious fruitiness. Here you get to see one of my secret techniques for scone making. I wanted to do a center of those sour gummy ribbons that you see in the back there, and so I've cut my dough in half, and then I am just flattening it out into two equal-sized discs. Place your ribbons in the center there, and this will create a really delightful layering effect. So I go ahead and place that second disc on top of there and then pinch the edges together to make them one solid piece. And then I round out the dough and get into cutting. The unfortunate part about trying to cut this dough, however, was that those gummies were quite tough for that bench scraper, so I went ahead and opted for a knife today. Here's that beautiful cross section there. Egg washing, as is tradition. And I'm topping with some citric acid to pump up that sour flavor even more. Toodaloo! When adding things like marshmallows, caramel, or sour gummies to your scones, they tend to leak out the sides and burn. I've greased my parchment paper liberally before baking to help keep the scones from sticking. Once the scones are cool, you can chip the excess sugar off of them fairly easily.
Back with some amazing sour gummy scones here. Now I did make the educated choice to wait for these to cool down before giving them a sample, because if you know anything about molten sugar, it's very hot. So we're going to go ahead, and the bottom of this one got stuck to the panel a bit, so we're going to start with this one. As you can see, those delicious little gummies in there. They smelled amazing as they were baking, as per usual. That is a solid thumbs up. And they're not nearly as chewy as I thought they were going to be. The staff tried these off camera, and they were also very impressed and thought that the sourness came out really great along with the fruitiness. So, sour gummies, Will It Scone? Big thumbs up.